Sheriff Riggs is with us. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Beautiful morning.
Right? It's going to be windy later on, but...
So I've been told.
Even warmer next week. Should be a lot of melting going on. Windshield wiper juice, will we fill that up?
Yeah. Stock up now. Make sure you go buy your feet cleats, too.
Yeah.
Whatever they're called.
Were you listening the other morning when he was talking about those?
I don't remember this.
How many times have you
I did.
down like Frazier this year?
I
4
did hear
times.
that, yes.
4 times. The last one was the worst.
Yeah, it can be very, very bad out there. We were just discussing this the other day. We actually had a county worker that unfortunately passed away from a slip and fall like that. So, and I've lost partners to that medically for their career. It's very important that folks take that very seriously. And it's not just people that are getting to our age. It's everybody.
Yeah.
How come you were looking at both of us?
Because we're all the same age, roughly.
Because I went out to get the mail. I think it was yesterday or Wednesday. Someone was driving by. They honked. At that time, I'm walking on the frozen pond out here at the bottom of the driveway and caught myself. So that's been my downfall with the falls and not paying attention on the ice.
Yeah.
Speaking of not paying attention, MnDOT was clearing snow yesterday on 197 through town.
Yep.
I realize it's a state highway in the city limits, doesn't necessarily impact the sheriff, but boy, there were a lot of gawkers.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
It does impact us, believe it or not.
I'm like, what are all these people doing in front of me?
watching. Something about machinery, moving earth, snow.
I could have done that.
Yeah, what a cool job that is.
Unless you're the last truck and you almost get run into 100 times.
That's why they got those signs that say stay back so many 100 feet.
Nobody's paying attention to those.
Oh, it's just a snowplow truck. Yeah, so be aware, right? We're making room for the next snowstorm.
Is your 911 conversion done yet?
That's a good question. I haven't seen them around, if that helps.
Oh, that's good. Could be a good sign.
Well, I did notice the non-emergency lines weren't working yesterday.
That's correct. We've had some issues with our phone line. We've had issues with our phone line since it is on a annual basis, sometimes several times a year. There was a period of time where I was getting a little bit of hate because I wasn't returning phone calls, and it's like dispatch was transferring them to interior phones and none of them were getting to us. So, and that was going on for months.
Like there's junk mail. You got a junk voicemail.
Please send all of mine to the junk one. I don't want them.
Darn junk mail. You guys check that every day of your life now?
No.
You don't?
Leave it in there. I don't care.
Sometimes there's stuff I was like expecting from people. I'm like, how did you end up in my junk mail? You didn't 2 weeks ago.
It happens. I will tell you this.
You're not a junk mail person.
At some point, I probably get between 70 and 100 emails a day. That's roughly what I get in a day. And they just start burying. You know, if you don't get to, like if I take a day off and I don't get to them, or something happens where I've been busy throughout the day, you look at, you're like, oh boy, that person emailed me 3 days ago, you know. And I can look at email all day long if I really, really wanted to. That'll be the one thing
You won't miss?
I guess if and when I retire.
He said it's not retiring.
Well, I already kind of announced that I was probably going to run again, but
You didn't say probably. You said I
yeah.
He's already back to probably.
Yeah. That'll be the one thing I do not miss, though, is checking email every single day, multiple times a day.
What sorts of redundancies are there on the 911 system?
If we have all lines are down or busy, they actually get transferred to a backup PSAP, which right now I think is Cass County for us. And so if for some reason our phone lines went down, they automatically roll over to Cass, and then we get notified of that.
Probably
pretty quickly.
not via telephone.
Yeah, pretty quickly actually.
Well, it's a good. There's a backup plan.
Yeah, we have lots of different redundancies in that realm. We actually have, they have if for some reason our radio system goes down, we've got some backups with phone. We've got some cell phone. We do have some backups with other messaging platforms, and then we have simplex radios too that would get us, to where we would need to go. So it doesn't necessarily need a tower. It doesn't broadcast as far, but we can certainly put everybody on a simplex channel and
Several backups.
several backups to the backup.
I know you don't like the Q word, but has it been a Q word kind of week?
No,
Gotta
and
say,
I don't know what it
no.
is. People go. We've got a couple people missing right now. We put out press releases on We've had Russell Coyle way up north there for a couple of years now, a little over. Well, maybe not quite a couple of years, but a year and a half. And then Corey Bryant, and these folks have just, we've been running down leads after leads with the most recent one. But we're still missing people. So I mean, when we're not like running to different 911 calls, that's what our folks are doing, is are looking into the leads and the information that we've got that are still viable for finding people. And it's important to the public, if you see something that you think is not quite right or is suspicious, give us a call. I mean, it might be something worth us looking into. If you have information on either one of these individuals, give us a call. Even if you think it's minute, we'll be happy to talk to you and determine whether that lead's been checked out already or if it's something that we should continue to follow up with. So
Some of the biggest crimes in the United States have been
absolutely.
figured out why there was somebody's like, hey, this dude's weird.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, found out there's a serial. I don't know which one it was, but I know there's a serial killer. That's how he was. Just a weird tip from the public. Bam. So yeah,
Well, Jeffrey Dahmer's neighbors lived next to him for how long before they knew something was not quite right?
Right.
strange everywhere.
Not necessarily those two cases, but I would assume that a lot of missing persons cases, they want to be gone. There are, I shouldn't say a lot, a certain percentage. If the person wants to be gone, is it next to impossible to find them?
It can be for local entities, depending on the means in which they decide that they want to drop off the grid. Essentially, people can use cash. I mean,
Right.
Typically if you're receiving some type of income, it's coming to a bank, and banks have records of money going in and money coming out, and cell phones, social media. I mean, those are all things that we look at when it comes to missing persons. It's especially the younger generation, how you don't see kids not often on their cell phones. And so when people go missing like that, some of the first things we do is look into what is the activity in their social media accounts and
Sure.
and or friends accounts, if they're communicating in certain ways like that. But, oftentimes when, in Russ Coyle's instance, he didn't even bring his cell phone with him. So, and he's an older gentleman, so it's not like I probably can't live without my phone. I'd love to sometimes, but
Right.
Usually that's a kind of a concern for us, is when people drop off those things. So
If you call a cell phone provider, what sorts of hoops do you have to jump through to get info that you need?
if there's exigency, into the circumstance. Like if we have, let's say we have an abduction or something along those lines, a supervisor signs an exigency document that we currently have on file. We email that to them. They instantly ping the phone for us. If it's a criminal matter that we're just looking into, we need a search warrant for for those kinds of things. But if there's something nefarious where we're concerned about someone's location based off of information that we've got, or maybe say their state of mind, those kinds of things, especially with juveniles, we can ping phones to try to locate where those folks are.
I would imagine that's extremely helpful.
It can be, yep.
When, I don't remember if this was you or even if this was Ernie, talking about the cell phone plan that, well, quite honestly just costs a lot more. You get a lot more detailed information about than the big box store, no contract.
Correct.
Why is that? I mean, the cell phone is the cell phone. It's using the same tower. Why can't they give you the same information?
Right. It all depends on if it has the mapping features to it. Some of those big box store phones will have the ability for mapping to show. A lot of them prior to a few years ago did not. I haven't really actually looked into that to see if that is the case. The phase 2 mapping is what we call it. And your phone generates that when you contact 911 if you have a plan through like one of the bigger,
Verizon, AT&T,
T-Mobile. Yeah, exactly. If you're a straight talk user and it uses those towers, sometimes those phones don't communicate that information to the tower. And I don't know if that's why you can get those phones cheaper or what that necessarily is, but any cell phone will call 911. That's the other thing too, is if it's, even if your phone doesn't have a plan, it's by federal law, it still has to be able to contact 911.
Burner phone, they call it on TV. It's a burner phone.
And we do have text to 911. I think we've talked about that before. Yeah, we had Janice in here. We talked about that a little bit.
Right.
Has that been used since she was in?
Yes.
Yeah, I would guess that's a lot of hunting season and that kind of stuff.
We get a lot of text to 911. I shouldn't say a lot. It's significantly less than regular 911, but it is something that, some people are more comfortable with too. So.
Oh, true. Love to text. What do you got going on this weekend?
I'm going to go watch the Beavers tonight.
All right.
Yes. I'm going to finish up some projects for my oldest daughter and her wedding coming up here.
There you go.
Serving lunch at church on Sunday. Nothing else.
It's a busy weekend.
It's a busy weekend.
You have a good weekend.
You guys as well.
Go Beavs.